Lex Luthor, Morgan Snicker Room. So much soul about to bust out the room. All different flavors, way more than 32. From these shoes, you can't mess with these dudes. Nike Reeboks, about to sock the knees. Golden Goose is on dude.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Soul Brothers, hosted by yours truly, Flex Luthor, and none other than Morgan Sneaker Room. Today, guys, we are blessed with a beautiful guest. What's up? What's new? And how you feeling? That's your cue.
Hello, fellas. Thank you for having me. My name is Feetz. In case you didn't know, now you know. But first things first, I would say, I guess, some might call me sneakers, wild child. I'm a little crazy, but I promise I'm not that crazy. You can find me at FeetzNTreatz on IG, Twitter, TikTok, and that's, instead of S's, there's Z's, so Feetz, and then treats, Treatz, the letter N in between. A little spiel about me, but not too much. I am the community director of Soul Play Her. Woo, woo, shout out to Soul Play. And that is our all-women's community. Thank you. That's our all-women's community where I pretty much host events. We have activations, community, volunteering, the works. And then I just have my personal stuff that I do, which is pretty much kind of lifestyle content, all things Feetz and my adventures, from eating to gaming to now apparently trying to be an athletic baddie somewhere in there. It's not working out that well just yet, but I am going to get back in the gym. And I am the owner of a mobile charcuterie bar called the Lux Grazing Table that opened back in March. So that's been pretty good. I need to get some weddings, so book me, y'all. And yeah,
dang, I just got married. I got married just almost 2 months ago.
Congrats.
Thank you.
But,
wow, that's a lot.
Yep.
That is a lot.
It's a big plate, and trust me, I am always fed, and sometimes the plate is sometimes a little full, but I make it work.
For sure. So why are you called the sneaker wild child? What about your sneaker taste makes you the sneaker wild child? Because I love that.
Well, two things. I think it's more just my personality. It's very kind of out there. I say the things people are probably scared to say or ask.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a good episode.
I'm really just I don't hold back, and I think a lot of times in sneakers, people try to be politically correct, and I'm like, oh wait, can we curse on here?
Yeah, you could go ahead. I'll blank it out.
Okay,
yeah. Go ahead, do your thing.
No, if you have to do all that, it's fine.
You could go ahead, do your thing.
Usually, people, I ask the questions people are scared to ask, and they do the whole politically correct thing, and I'm usually, no, I'm not doing that. Why you don't like that person? What's going on? Who did that? I'm gonna ask. And then I just think my collection is just pretty much, I would say it's a good representation of me. I got a little bit of everything. It's wild. I have some nice funky sneakers. One of my, one that I'm going to show you tonight, ones that mean the most to me, probably my most eclectic of my collection.
Yeah, we're excited. We're definitely excited to see those. But we're going to start today off with how we usually start. We'll always start off with what we wore today. Flex, are you going first? Flex been changing up the order, so I got to ask,
I went with Nike Arizona Flight 96, also known as Jason
95.
95. Sorry, 95.
All good.
But yeah, that's why I got you as a co-host, man.
Yeah, thank
you. But yeah, that's what I would have done.
You are like a walking sneaker dictionary.
You know what? I appreciate that. I do have the 96s. I have the 96s, Flex. If you ever want to take a look and see what they look like, I can show you. Bro. I have the 95s as well, so we can do a compare and contrast.
Save that for the content, buddy. Go ahead.
What I wore today was I coach tennis all day, so I'm on my feet and literally all day. And so I've been wearing the Brooks Extra Butter Cascadia 18, sent to me by friend of the podcast, Bernie, from Extra Butter. These were my running shoes for a while, much like Feetz. Right now I'm in the ideation phase of getting back into running and stuff like that. So it's on the mood board, but it's not, it's got to get out the group chat because it's not happening just yet. But these were my running shoes. I probably put, I would say 50 miles on these last year. Yeah. So, yeah, this is what I wore today. These are great.
I'm curious, how many sneakers do you have in your collection?
I am getting close to 800.
Okay, yeah, I figured a pretty high number. I'm like, God, is there anything he does not have?
Yes, there's quite a bit I don't have.
So I went with the ladies today. I went with my ones. Do you guys have this pair by chance? It did go to big sizes.
I did not get that pair.
I can't do nothing with that.
I could do something. I know you couldn't.
I can't do nothing with that.
Flexo wears PacSun jeans, so ain't nothing he can do with those.
I don't, Feetz. I don't wear so you one of those, Morgan.
Today,
all right.
It was rainy today out here, so usually when it rains, as Miss Simply B always says, you guys will know her from IG, she always says ones are made for rainy days. And I'm not going to lie, ones are literally the perfect sneaker for rainy days.
I agree.
So I had to pull these out.
I agree.
And, it was simple because I wore black and then I had on like my kind of pink kind of coat. So it just went well. But it is a hard sneaker to just kind of pull out and wear every day. It is something you gotta think about, but
yeah,
I make it do what it do.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's definitely a wild child sneaker right there.
For sure.
I've got my fair share of wild child sneakers, with the fur and the all the things. Flex, you got any wild child sneakers?
Come on now, absolutely, man. I still got the Candyland. Kamikaze.
Oh, that's right. Flex, I feel like Flex is the type of person who would like back in 2012 would wear a suit to the club. You know what I mean?
So look,
not a
Morgan, will you?
Club.
Morgan, he one of them guys like we want slap box when the ladies get around.
No, that's not true at all. That's not true at all.
Hey, come on, brother. Nah.
Or like pull out a lot of money when the ladies.
Yeah.
Hey, bro. You remember you owe me that money, right?
You trying to go Taco Bell, bro? But there's nothing I can do with that pair. But I do got a couple crazy pairs in my collection. I mean, I got the Coming to America Blazers.
Those are fun. Definitely a fun pair.
Yeah,
my
those
Air
are
Max
pretty crazy.
are a fun pair too. People always ask me, what are those?
Every once in a while, I go on eBay and look and see if somebody put them on there because their rent's due, and I still can't find them.
You ever
still can't find them for a good price. Where?
You ever check StockX?
What's that? I don't even know what they are.
Oh damn! Okay, say less.
That is great.
You ain't even gotta say no more.
Yeah, I never even heard of them before.
Yeah, so you say. So, Feetz, you seem like you're very involved in the community. I see you be going to all the events for the ladies, the women. Do you feel that they're finally getting it right? If not, is there a way they can enhance their experience?
For the women specific events, I definitely think they're getting better. But I look at myself as one of those kind of leading the charge because I do hold women-only events. And you don't really see much women-only events, to be honest, in the sneaker community. It's a lot of co-ed. We actually started with strictly only women, and only for this year we've kind of started introducing co-ed. But it really just depends on the event. And sometimes I'll gauge the ladies beforehand to see if it's something we want the guys to come to or not. So I would definitely say that overall they're getting better, but we need more because again, there aren't much specifically women held events around sneakers except what I'm doing. And as far as the events that are being held, they're getting better at having representation at the events for women. But I would definitely like to see more of, those women only spaces, because I feel it's come to a point where like some of us were just like, well, we'll just build like our own table. Like we're tired of trying to, get a seat at the guys club. And I feel like the more we just kind of do our own thing, the more it comes back to us versus us trying to fight our way into something else. Like, let's just create our own, let's blossom, and what's for us will find us. And it's been working. So, as far as my events goes, the ladies love it. I always get really good feedback. I always try to, do bigger and better the next time I do something. We have our Soul Play Her Hustle Lounge coming up, which is our monthly co-working space that I started. And it pretty much just allows us to just kind of come and connect. Women can talk about the businesses they have, bring things that they wanted to like, sell for that event, things like that. So I'm starting to incorporate that. I am trying to incorporate like a kind of gaming piece, because we hold it at the Soul Play Gaming Store, which actually has like all those computers and streaming and stuff that they can do. So women that are into that side of things can also come and have a space and have things that they can do if they wanted to stream the event, things like that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to where it's going. I've only been the community director as of May.
Awesome.
May was my first month. So
okay,
that is awesome.
I like it. Congratulations on
that.
Go ahead.
When you're throwing these events, like when you first like you're planning it out, you're getting everything together. What are your main things that you feel you gotta have for an event?
Must have. You gotta have things to do. I feel like a lot of times these events, you come in, especially if it's like around like a sneaker pickup or like just really nothing in general. There's nothing really to do. Like you just go in there, you drinking, you're talking to people, you go home. But there's no like activities. There's no like speaking, So I try to incorporate some type of like not necessarily icebreaker, but like an engagement piece where everyone gets a chance to actually say something, talk about something, or mini panel style, or open discussions or something of the nature. But I try to do like a breakout session is what I usually call them. And like at our Hustle Lounge is what I do. I'll initially do like an icebreaker once everybody kind of gets in, grab a glass of wine. I have my charcuterie bar there, so everybody will get like some charcuterie plates. And then I'll do like a little icebreaker. But I always try to incorporate some kind of breakout session. Like what activity can we actually do that's not just us here working on our laptops, sipping wine, eating charcuterie, barely spoke to each other, and go home.
Yeah. I can say like a lot of the reasons. So some of the stuff that Flex and I have talked about over the last year is like going out there more and being more outside. And I am the type of person who, if I were at an event like that, not necessarily yours, but like, we have an art fair here in Indianapolis every year called Butter. And, when we go to events like that, I'm very much like walk in, look, don't talk to anybody, don't say anything to anybody, and just like leave. Right. So what's a way like that? How do I ask this question? Like, how do you make sure that everybody is kind of feels like not necessarily welcome, but at the same time, like kind of involved? Yeah. Comfortable.
Yeah. Well, I float the room. So like with my events, I make sure I talk to everybody. I make sure I touch everybody, talk to everybody. And if there's someone even close nearby, I'd be like, oh, hey, did you get a chance to meet such and such? And I'll like kind of bring them in. And then I might slide out and go to another group and let them kind of, now mingle with each other. So I try to float the room and try to incorporate like everyone, because I do get some girls that will like come by themselves. They're a little bit more shy. So they're a little bit more kind of, bringing them out their shell a little bit. So the icebreaker works really well, so people can just kind of know who's in the room and whose interests align. So you might just have something like to talk about. But I definitely think floating the room has been like my biggest like thing that I've seen that works. Instead of, just standing in one place all day thinking everybody's gonna flock to me. It's really up to me to curate the vibe and like what's going on. So I have to talk to everyone. I don't stay still.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be super helpful for me because Believe it or not, I'm very shy, like outside. So what's the feedback you've gotten from like men? Because I know like I'm not naive, and I know when the idea of women only spaces gets floated around, men take that personal. And have you experienced that?
I haven't experienced too much like negative side outside of them asking why aren't they invited. That's the biggest question I get asked all the time. Well, why can't I come? Or why can't we come? Why can't guys come? And it's because there's enough for you guys to do. Like what? Yeah. Like no. Like why can't we have something for ourselves?
Right.
But I do think that to grow and to put, Soul Play Her in a different light and be seen by more eyes, certain things can be co-ed just so like we do get some of that support. But it's not, necessarily like a takeover or like a joint venture. We're just kind of allowing you to kind of see what's going on for today.
Yeah.
I like that. Now that you're throwing your own events, and I feel like there's been a lot of conversations about separating our expectations from other brands' expectations. Like, do you empathize with the brands now that you're throwing your own event? Like, do you see like can you see why things are getting left out, or they didn't do this, or that why they did this?
For sure. Like, putting events together are not easy, nor are they cheap. And I do it pretty much, kind of on my own, unless we have, like, a brand or someone coming in to provide, like, that budget. But, like, I try to make it as low cost effective as I can, but with major impact. I try to collab and do, like, fun things we want to do. Like, sneakers are all a passion we all share. But I don't want Soul Play Her. It's not necessarily about just women who love sneakers. Like, just a space for women of all areas, creatives, tech, whether you're into fashion, whether you're into, fitness, wellness, like whatever your niche is or whatever it is you like to do. This is a space where, we all got to get dressed no matter what our fields are. So it's really just for women that have, no matter what the field is, they just have a flyness, and that is that's like our main connector, but it's not the only thing that is, what it's about. So we just pretty much take that passion people may have for sneakers to bring women in, but we want people to explore their other passions outside of sneakers. So,
do you generally see, so sorry.
No, you're fine.
Do you generally see that at these events, the women, even whether they're into sneakers or not, that they're like rocking fly kicks there, or do you see it's mostly like more business casual?
Oh yeah, they're coming with their fly kicks. Even girls who aren't the biggest into sneakers but love the community and being around the women, they attend as well. And they'll put on like whatever they have of their flyest kicks, who have 300 plus, it ranges from what we deem a fly kick, but also have like all kinds of, ranges of what, the level of sneakers someone may have. But that's the cool thing about it. Like, and they come and they learn about like more about sneakers and things like that. And then next thing you know, they're starting to cop J's, they're copping this, they're copping that. So it's cool to see sometimes when like the women who that much aren't into the sneakers come and then they kind of flip and they are into it a little bit more. So that's been a good piece about it too.
Do you feel like it is kind of like a sigh of relief to some of the people who aren't into sneakers, but when they go to these events, do you feel like it's a sigh of relief of like, okay, I get to put on something cool and I get to express myself without the, having to deal with what are the men or what are the people in charge going to be thinking? Do you feel like it's like a sigh of relief?
I would say, yeah, because when you're coming amongst other women and not really worried about being like gawked at or hit on, but it's not really much you have to like worry about, and you could just kind of come and have fun. You don't really have the pressures of you know, if you look cute for the guys or trying to look cute for the guys, you're really just looking cute for yourself and just trying to like, you know, look good with the other ladies that are going to be there. And that's really it.
Yeah. I think that's something that we overlook as guys. I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like we overlook that as guys where, you know, we don't realize that an event that may seem like just a regular Friday or Saturday for us could be almost not necessarily traumatizing, but it can be like a real ordeal for women who attend, just because of the things that you talked about, being hit on, being gawked at, being is being judged, right? Like, I think that's great. That's a great thing for that space. So yeah, that's awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah. As I look at like far as Atlanta and the sneaker community now, I'm speaking from looking on the outside. Y'all are very well put together. Like, y'all collaborate well together. Like, I see each other like in these stories, like D Will, KO. What's my man?
J Will.
I
know,
Will.
Bro. That's Mr. Soul playing himself, ain't it?
Yeah, him, Dwayne. Like, y'all work well together, and I don't really often see that just from my perspective. I don't really see that in other places. I don't really see. You can see people that's really well known in sneakers and be from a certain state, and you not even knowing. Like, dang, well, why haven't you ever worked with this person?
I've never seen you.
But like, yeah. But like, I feel like when it comes to Atlanta, it's different.
Yeah, I think here, you know, a lot of us attend the same events. So we run into each other a lot. You know, it's a lot of that, you know, cross. And then as you run into people over and over and over, you begin to network more. You begin to talk to them, or you get to build like your own relationships outside of like the socials and things like that. So I think it just starts there, and just the frequency of Atlanta events. And even if it's not like sometimes sneaker related stuff, like we'll bump into each other at like a festival or like a concert, or you're seeing people you see all the time at these events other places too, or like sometimes even the movies you might run into somebody at Atlantic Station, so, or the mall, you know. So I just think it's Atlanta's so like small a little bit too, even though like we all live in like these different areas outside of Atlanta, but we all kind of centralize it and stuff in Atlanta. So I think that's one main thing. The only other place I know that really has like that, sometimes I'll see like New York, you know, they got Key out there. He does a lot of stuff with a lot of the other ladies. So, you know, but I would say Atlanta's definitely probably one of those where we collab a lot, even if it's like just seeing each other taking pictures. We actually do a lot behind the scenes together too, and helping one another. That may not always be, you know, displayed in the socials, but I get tons of assistance from like J Will. Every now and then, me and Dwayne are probably doing something, or just on the back channels, you know, talking about something or trying to work something out. Liv is out here. She actually was the first director for Soul Play Her. So just having kind of her guidance a little bit on things. So it's really kind of close knit. It's like, you know, they always say, you know, you don't throw the friend word around, you know, but like that. But I'd say it's kind of like a mini family. Like, we don't all have to be like super best friends, but we will all kind of jump in and connect when need be.
Yeah. And I think that's necessary, especially when it comes to the current state of sneakers. Because I feel like we often try to divide or separate, like, you're this, I'm that, you don't have this many sneakers, I got this many sneakers, you don't collect this, I don't collect that, you resell sneakers, I don't resell sneakers. So I feel like when you find that community that's within the community that stays together, that's a good thing. Especially, like I said, when you're going out, you're doing collaborations in other states and stuff. Because I seen like, I see you in New York, I see D Will in New York, and y'all with Key, and it's just like, y'all still somehow grouped together. So I think that's dope. I think it's dope to see.
And I'm originally from New York too, so like every time I go back home, I'm trying to, you know, meet up with all my girls out there and shit, all the fellas too that are into it. So I try to, you know, and I'm actually going back again this weekend.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't even get to Cincinnati that's only 2.5 hours away. I can't even get to Cincinnati for
oh my
an
God,
unheard
you're that
of
close to
release.
Cincinnati. I've been there twice.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not even 2.5 hours away. I'm 2 hours away from Cincinnati.
Oh my gosh, shame on you. You should have been at the Piggy event.
I know. I should have been.
And a lot of people came from out of town.
Yeah.
In that event. So
I'll be trying to get him out.
Some peeps.
Yes.
I'll be trying to get him out there.
That is my goal for this year, is to go outside, touch some grass.
Is there a lot of events like where you're at locally for sneakers?
Indianapolis? Not at this point. My sneaker collecting journey really started out in Virginia. And so then I came back to Indianapolis, and it's not as big as it was out there on the East Coast. So it's just, a lot of times I feel like you know what? That sounds like a great idea. I just don't have the energy or the time. I wish I could. I would love to assist somebody. I would love to, assist, but being the guy, I got things going on.
But
yes, please. Yeah,
Jay Will has definitely tried to get us to come out to
I know
Soul Play and do multiple things. He's always hitting us up like, hey, y'all should do this, or y'all should have this person on. He actually hit me up. He's like, man, y'all should have Feetz on. I'm like, man, we already in the process, man.
Nice.
Already ahead of you, man. But yeah, shout out Jay Will, man. Jay Will always working. That man always working.
Always working.
No, he is. I would say like me and him on Soul, when it comes to like Soul Play, we're like the dream team, because I obviously handle like the women's side of things, but like he's really been like my quarterback with a lot of stuff, like anything I need for the girls, anything I probably might need from Soul Play. I can, lean on Jay Will to give that little, need this. So, but yeah, it's really
like that.
I'm not gonna lie, it's been a blessing working with him.
Yeah.
And what does he do for Soul Play? He's
marketing.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right.
That sounds like Jay Will. That sounds like what he would be good at.
That sounds. That's what I said. It sounds about right. Yeah. So we know it's the launch of your business, the Lux Grazing Table. What can we expect to see, and will you be catering any sneaker events?
Yes. So anything Soul Play her, expect to see the table. The table.
Okay, I like that.
For anything Soul Play her, I will, stock the bar myself and make sure my girls, got some cute charcuterie plates. But
I like it.
And I am open to of course I do like weddings, festivals, birthday parties, bachelor parties, pretty much any event that the bar can fit in.
Yeah,
I can do it. Like if you want charcuterie, I can be there. It's no exceptions, unless it's some maybe y'all got some little stuff maybe going on. I don't know about that. I don't know if we want crackers. Yeah, I don't know if I can cater to free. Maybe if I'm outside the room, they could get a plate before they get in the room. But I don't want to be in there with that, and it smell like hot woo-ha up in there.
Sound like charcuterie. It smell like charcuterie board in there.
Listen, it smell like prosciutto after 5 days. I like my prosciutto fresh. So you can catch me outside the door or outside the building. Put me
but what you're saying is you will do. Just needs there are boundaries.
It's a boundary. Put me outside, downstairs, somewhere, but I don't want to be near the stuff.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
That's good to know. So,
oh my god,
because we're all about we want your business to be successful,
and I do buy.
So,
I thought you were gonna say.
I ship. I do grazing boxes. So if you want to have a little date night or something with the girls, depending on how many people, you just let me know, and I'll put enough, material in the package for you. If you want to do a build your own charcuterie, I send instructions, what you can do, what wines you can pair it with, and I send all the ingredients. So yeah, I do that as well too. If you're interested, a little date night, Morgan,
Yeah. So you can do date nights, weddings, offs, birthdays,
bachelorette party,
bachelorette parties, offs.
Don't forget the. Yeah, I do it all.
What were you gonna ask, Flex? You were gonna ask something mature, I think.
I don't know if I can do like Diddy level, but like a whatever notches under.
No, because that comes with an indictment. You're not trying to go to court, like right? That's gonna come with it. There's gonna be court drawings of you.
I don't know if I ever heard of Tokyo Valentino out here, but they're like a sex store like Spencer's or whatever, but a little bit more risque.
Oh, like Adam and Eve.
And they had they got a back room on certain nights where you could go and it'd be like some stuff going on and like different floors and stuff back there. You could get it popping. I could do that, but I'm gonna be upstairs, like in the store area before you get the secret door. Yeah, like that.
Yeah. That's good to know. That's good to know because I want everybody to make sure, like, hey, if you don't think that a charcuterie board is right for your event, it sounds like it is.
So you're mistaken.
Bar mitzvahs to
I even used to cater my son's soccer games when they will be done. I'll set up my little bar for parents that want to get charcuterie during the game and stuff like that. Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Love it.
Where are you getting all these hours in the day? Because
that's true.
I don't sleep, but I go to bed usually. I try to go to bed before midnight. I do try, but not all the time it works out like that because I used to actually, make a long story short, I was working from home. I quit that job, didn't work for like 2 months, and then now I'm back in the office. So it's been a little bit of adjustment, but in office is where the money at. So I had to go back to the office. I had a goal I wanted to meet financially. It has been met. I ain't got no problem showing to the people them job. And it's hybrid after 90 days. So, I'm just trying to hold on for that. And then right now it's like an hour from my house, but the office is moving to where it'll be 30 minutes from my house. That's why I really took the job because I knew it'll get a little better.
Yeah.
And I won't be spending so much time driving, but it's been a blessing this year. God is definitely doing his big one. So thank you again, big dog.
Shout out to him.
And some people might call him, Sky Daddy. He's been doing a fabulous job with me this year. But yeah, I'm excited for all the things to come as far as sleep. I always say too, I'll sleep when I'm dead. So
thank you. I said it. Yes.
I just gotta make it happen. If that means staying up a little late past midnight, losing an hour or two, and I still gotta get up at 6 a.m. Well, hey, that's what we gotta do. Get a coffee in the morning. I gotta make sure I get it done.
Yeah, I feel 100%. I love that.
I feel that. I don't know how long you've been following the podcast, but there's been times when Morgan has fell asleep while we're recording.
I have. I forgot about that.
He be over him. Yeah, So, he's
how you call us keep talking, Morgan?
I work a lot. I work all day. I'm essentially running my own tennis teaching business.
That's a little bit more extensive. I just sit at a desk all day, so I could imagine.
Yeah, I have. Right now we're in the busy season, so
have you ever
7:30 to
Serena?
Who have I ever met? Venus and Serena? I have not.
Have you ever met Coco?
Not met that.
Like you?
No, I want to. I want to meet them very, very bad.
Have you ever been to U.S. Open at all? Like, have you ever been to like any big tennis?
No, here's the issue: is that
New York for when they be having it out there.
Yeah, so here's the issue: is that the U.S. Open is during the boys' tennis season. So I'm coaching. That's a lot of the reason I can't go to a lot of these things is because I feel an obligation I made an obligation to the kids on the tennis team and the other coaches, of course, to be there. And I feel attached to that obligation. Even our honeymoon is there's a week in late June and early July, like 4th of July week, where it's called moratorium, and literally cannot have contact with our players, any of them, high school players. And so we scheduled our honeymoon for that week because like I wouldn't be able to work anyway. So
but
my life
part of growing and getting into that next level is getting to those events too, to put business out there and get even the boys invited to some of that stuff. It might take a practice sacrifice for big gain.
Yeah, for sure. And I've, Bernie from Extra Butter, he's been out there and he's kind of floated my name to people around there, which is cool. And, so hopefully if I say like, hey, I've got this great opportunity to go to the US Open and, represent Fila or K-Swiss or something like that, I'm sure they would understand. So, yeah.
But that's dope.
But that is my goal. Yeah, is definitely my goal.
And a lot of
you got a Wilson brand deal, don't you? Or
so
like
that sounds cooler than what it really is. It's advisory staff. It is Wilson advisory staff. So basically, I use Wilson rackets and I wear the Wilson shoes, and basically I try to represent Wilson and then sell their product. So
now the next step is your Wilson rep. You ask him, hey, how can I represent you guys at the US Open?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I shout out our Wilson rep. I doubt she'll ever listen to this. She's not great.
And this is going to be one episode to watch it.
I've tried. Look, I've let them know, like, hey, like I do social media, like I do, here's some of my stuff, and they're just like, yeah, that's not really what this is. And so, like, all right, I'll just sell y'all. I'll sell the rackets then. So.
She sounds like hey, you might need to get a different connect. Like, who do I need to talk to?
Well, they do it by territory. Yeah, so
I mean, you can email Wilson directly, and
Mr. Wilson, like just
the brand.
Yeah,
brand.
You're right. I can.
Oh boy.
And even like I do pickleball too. Like I teach pickleball. Well, I used to. I'm certified to teach pickleball. Not like, that's not
they just opened
impressive.
The pickleball spot out here in Atlanta. I gotta send them a pitch. That's another thing too. Like, I'd be sending pitches to these places like, hey, I do this, I could come and do this here at your job. Here's some videos I've made for other companies and other businesses. I'm like, my brand collab are now starting to like kind of take off a little bit. I'm getting a little bit more consistency with that, so it's been going pretty good. So I'm excited to see how that goes for the rest of this year. But I think supporters in my corner who helped me along the way, for sure.
I think that the grazing table would be fantastic at a pickleball event.
For sure. Who doesn't want cheese and crackers?
That would be. They already play with a drink in their hand, right? Like, they already play with a drink in their hand.
Like, what's a plate? Come on.
Yeah, right? Like, I feel like that would be fantastic. We had an idea of a sneaker tennis tournament. Ooh. And like, it's kind of tough, right? Because like, what I don't want players playing in their sneakers, right? Because the court, it can be really damaging to the shoes and stuff like that. Like, that's not what we want. But find some sort of way to like highlight your sneakers and have you kind of showcase them. Whoever wins the tournament gets, we partner with corporate or whatever, or Finish, or JD Sports is headquartered out of Indianapolis, like partner with them. Yeah, so those are some things that we've thought about, like how do we mix sneakers and tennis, or even sneakers and pickleball.
I think having kind of like even if it's a tournament, but just having like that, like a mini mixer pre actual pickleballing, so this can wear their fly kicks, get photoed in it, hit the activations, and then when it's go time, they switch into their tennis kicks, and don't have to deal with that. But it still gives them a chance to kind of be seen and be fly, in their kicks before getting out of the court.
It could be called the pickleball, but you got on sneakers, like the pickleball.
Instead of saying, I see what you did there.
Yeah, like the pickleball.
I'm picking up what you're putting down for sure.
Flex, what you think, man?
Hey, absolutely.
Hey,
man.
can the Soul Brothers podcast? Can the Soul Brothers podcast?
Soul Brother podcast is there, bro. We there.
Okay,
we there.
Live coverage from the pickleball event.
I like it. I'll do commentary. We can do commentary. Full on live.
Would you know what you were talking about? Would you know? Have you played pickleball before, Flex?
Nah.
I would just say opponent one hits the ball to opponent two.
Yeah, that was a nice hit.
Opponent two seems to be winning. Opponent two. Opponent one is losing.
Very close game.
Yeah. Oh wow, it's breathtaking.
We got that.
Did he score a 3-pointer? No. So Feetz, you talked about how involved you are with a lot of things. What are the advice that you give to other women that want to do the things that you're doing currently?
When it comes to like a community, just start it, just do it, create the page, just start following women. Women like community. Women are going to engage with the community. Women are the biggest shoppers, out there. So I think just having things for women to do that they think they'll enjoy is enough for women to show up and to continuously support. Some women, some girls, I think they just come sometimes just because it's me and because they just want to support me. And then after coming, they're more subscribed to what Soul Play Her is. But the initial, get in the door was just because they just wanted to support me and another woman. So I think kind of just relying on the women of, the community and things like that. You'll be surprised what you can, put out there. We had a rug event where you got to make like your own custom rug that did pretty well. And I also try to collaborate and do things where it's like, because every month we have 2 different activations. So the first one could be we're doing volunteering, we're doing something in the community, or we're having like an activation at Soul Play where it's something maybe sneaker centered or a release, but I've created some type of event to go along with it. Or like we'll collab and go out and do like a meetup somewhere. So we'll like do the testing or ladies bowling night or whatever the case is. Because I also, try to do aren't so sneaker centric, but we get out and have fun.
Yeah.
Then I'm thinking of like this plant and sip company that's out here. So I'm going to send them a pitch to see what we can do with like Soul Play Her coming and attending and doing that. Or whatever cool like kind of pop-ups may come in for the summer. We did the balloon museum last year because they did the pop-up here. So the illusion museum. So just things like that. And I would say just as far as individually, just post the content. It may not hit, it may bomb, it may not do well, but who knows? When the one content does hit and bomb, they're going to circle back to the one that bombed, and that might get a little boost. So
I've seen that happen before.
Yeah, don't
yes, absolutely.
Numbers, like don't focus on the numbers. Focus on having fun. Like if you started to do this for fun, that's what it should be. That's what it should remain. If you some money, of course, take it seriously as far as what the brands and what other people may want, but don't remove the fact that you started this for fun. The minute you kind of turn it into a business is when it loses its pizzazz. And I feel like it's like those rappers that when they start out, they're really hungry. And then once they make it, they get lazy. They don't got nothing to really rap about no more. They rap about watches and cars that we don't got, nigga. Like, rap about this, like, go back like, meet us in the middle back where we could understand you.
Yeah, they turning into Young Jeezy.
Yeah, like, and if you don't, and you gotta, and a part of it too, you gotta get outside. You gotta get outside.
Outside. I thought I heard something. Anyway,
I've seen a lot of people make a name for themselves and literally don't go anywhere, and then the minute they start to go places, they like blow up and they get invited to all these places and all these events, and they get invited out of town, and it's like, people may love what they see, from where you're at, but if they know that you can come out and that personality transcends to outside, it's a lot more doors that can open.
Yeah.
I like that.
For sure. That's the thing, like like I've still Flex and I. How many episodes is this, Flex?
78.
So this is episode 78. I've never met Flex in person yet, and like, I mean, I don't even know if I'm taller than him or not, which is a very like a very important dynamic between two men. Is like,
bro, what is up? What does that matter?
I want to know if I'm taller than you or not.
I've never thought because a man was taller than me, it was like, oh man, he's taller than me.
Then you must be short.
When I see a man taller than me, I still think, never mind. Anyway, let's go. Fishes. Morgan says he's 5'10".
I'm 5'10".
He says that.
And you said you're 5'8".
He says he's 5'10".
I want to know. I want to see
5'10" with sneakers on.
Nope, 5'10" without sneakers.
So you like 5'11" then?
Well, no, because I don't like sneakers aren't attached to my body.
I said with sneakers. Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know how tall I am because
you don't go to the doctor.
Not enough.
The only I've been saying no. Yo. Anyway,
I only go to the doctor when something's wrong, but they're not checking my height either, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I go now. I can tell you how much I weigh and stuff like that, but
no,
I can't tell you how tall I am.
We don't have to go there.
But I don't. Usually, I don't know if people be lying. Like, I see some guy be like, I'm 6 feet. And I see him in person. And I'm like, bro, I'm looking dead in your face. Like, how are you 6 feet? But, when I tell people, they be like, bro, ain't no way you 5'8". I'm like, all right, man, that's the last time I checked.
Last doctor said.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to see, like, as much as, I mean, Flex and I, we do a podcast every week. I feel like I need to see if I'm taller than him, and I feel like I need to see him run at full speed, just to
bro.
Really know Flex.
Bro,
you want to know if he can make a good tennis partner?
No, we're not racing. I just want to see you run at full speed.
What is that determined though?
What is this, the
what does that mean?
I just want to.
Yeah, like what is that?
Just.
It's just try.
I feel like that. I just want to see you run at full speed. I feel like I need to know that. No,
Morgan, I want to see you run at full speed.
That's like gonna close the circle on like.
Yeah, exactly.
On knowing you.
Exactly.
So when we have our live tennis match, you'll get to see all that. You'll get to see my height, how fast I can speed, my endurance, my stamina, all that stuff, man.
Yeah, you're gonna see me dog walk you across the tennis court.
Yeah, that's what you think. That's what you think. So let's get into the showcase shoot.
My body, so I know I would get my ass whooped.
Yeah, probably, but that's okay.
After like showcase, I'm like, all right, fuck it. Like I can't even look at like the ball's moving too fast for me to even hit it. Like at this point.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I'll probably be the same way, but I'm getting off somewhere. I'm gonna
hit this ball at least one time now.
Yeah, I'm not going.
You'll hit it.
Going down without a fight.
No, I believe that.
Go out of bounds. That's a different story. But the ball's gonna hit the racket.
I believe Flex is gonna put up a good fight. I believe that. I feel like you're gonna really try. He'll get a point. He'll probably get a point. Some lucky BS. Hey, look. The sun shines on a dog's ass. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, but like, he go, oh, I'm taller than him.
I'm gonna be hot, bro. I'm gonna be hot. Look, if he comes out and he's taller than me, bro, and he's out here running in good form, bro, I'm gonna be hot, bro. You definitely not getting a point.
Everyone's taller than me.
But you come out, you're shorter than me. You run a little awkward. You know, I might take it easy.
I start with my head down and come up. You learn that in track.
Oh,
yeah, bro. And I'm dog walking you, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro. I'm going as hard as I can, bro.
To be continued.
You running like a real sprinter, bro. I gotta stomp on you, bro. I'm sorry.
All right, like a country boy.
But yeah.
Anyway, showcase shoot.
Are you smoke or stack? Which one would you be?
Who is that?
From Sinners.
You never seen Sinners?
I haven't seen Sinners yet. I haven't seen it.
Right,
I've been busy. I know. I'm going to see it. I'm going to go see it. I definitely got to go see it.
You need a pow pow.
I'm going to go see it. I'm definitely going to see it. I was supposed to see it when it came out. But life be lifing sometimes.
Dang.
So. Listen, that's a national anthem. We're supposed to show up and show. I saw it twice.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that people saying they be saying like
it was
3 times.
good.
Like,
yeah.
Really good. Not your typical
really
like
good.
vampire movie, because I felt like these vampires are
Cause you could like relate to the struggle of the bad guys. Like that's why I think Ryan Coogler is so
he
good.
was really offended because it was one funny ass scene, and then I think it was Smoke who asked him, he was like, "You Klan?" And he was like,
He said, "Sir,
no." It was giving, "Nigga, please. I'm not Klan. I'm anything but that." So
Yeah.
it's really funny, but it definitely had some of its like comedic kind of relief kind of moments. Like you could just relate to it a little bit.
Yeah.
Just kind of see like, okay, but
I gotta get out.
yeah, you guys.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it, bro. Come on."
You might catch
I know,
catch a little matinee show. They might still be. It might be in some theaters straggling still, where they show like 1 or 2 showings a day. You might catch it at one of those, or like the smaller movie theaters. But yeah, it's really good. You gotta go check it out.
Got to. Yeah,
and that dude was nasty as hell for eating that girl after she done walk all that miles in that train station. Pearline, talking about
Pearline.
Yeah. Pearline though walked
She was married.
Station, sweaty, and you I just want to taste. Excuse me? Okay, sir.
So let's get into the showcase shoe. So, as I've been telling you guys, I am focusing more on shoes that you might have forgot about or haven't seen. So, since we're talking about LeBrons on the last episode, I went with the LeBron 16 in the Martin colorway.
Definitely forgot about those.
I wish they would have did it on a different silhouette.
I got them and sent them right back to sneakers.
I think I've worn these once. I'm gonna be real, maybe once. But yeah, very loud shoe. But I do love that it throws little things from the Martin season show. Yeah, that's all on the back. You got the what's up, you go girl, Martin, like that font, that Martin font in the inside. But yeah, and then the
LeBron shoes don't be giving me out like orthopedic a little bit. They don't feel like big. Like I feel like they always feel big. Like they feel like cinder blocks. And I'm like, oh, I tried. Well, actually, no.
They got a grip block.
This is the only one I like. The only one I feel
South Beaches. I was eyeing those.
Yeah,
This is the only one I can wear that I like.
Yeah, LeBron 9s.
Yeah.
But those are still a little rough to get into now.
They're hard as hell to put on.
I was gonna say, I thought I was gonna have to send mine back. I was like, yo, do I still wear a size 9.5 or what's going on? Because
9.5.
Talk me
those in AEs. I'd be like, damn.
I've been saying about the AEs, bro.
Like, do you want me to put on?
Hard to put on, bro. You gotta like whisper in the AE's ear to get it to like loosen up for you, man. Like
you gotta do that thing when you stomp on it.
Come on, girl.
Shimmy it.
Come on, Why you being like that? Not
open up, girl.
You let Terry bone. Well, you don't know that's from. You don't know what that's from.
I don't.
Yeah, I know you did. Yeah, that's a deep cut right there. That's from the wood.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that. I've seen bits and pieces of that.
You let Terry bone.
That was crazy. That was some A-level hating right there. Because why you bringing up Terry? Like,
he like, hey, you let Terry bone. Nah, but
and that's
go ahead, Morgan.
Excuse to let a woman let you. Like, you like this? Why can't I?
I guess he was saying like, bro shorter than me. Morgan like, hey, bro shorter than me. Yeah, you see his form.
What I wore today, so
that's not what you wore today. It's just showcase.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say, bro. It's almost 10 p.m. My showcase shoe, the French Open just finished. Shout out Coco Gauff. Coco Gauff won. Sabalenka, she beat Sabalenka. Sabalenka started talking about Coco didn't play a great match. I just made a bunch of errors. And while she's not wrong about the errors, I think that was kind of messed up. But Coco won, and then, of course, Alcaraz won for the men on Sunday. So my showcase shoe... Huh?
Did they have that pair on?
No,
I know it's a tennis shoe.
No, nobody's playing in this. This is too heavy. Okay. This is like... Okay. You know, Andre Agassi wore these. This is a tennis shoe. This is yep. So Andre Agassi wore these. This is the AirTech Challenge 2 in the hot lava colorway.
You can have them.
This is worn by I'm not even trying to hear all that. This was worn by Andre Agassi. Oh, I can't even think of the year. 92, 93.
What's the oldest sneaker in your collection?
I want to say the Aqua. No, right? Aqua 8s from 07. 07.
Oh, nice.
I had a pair of foam pauses from 06.
What pair is your Space Jams from?
2011. Or was that? No, 09. Excuse me, 09.
One of my oldest pairs just separated on me, my Diamond Turfs.
Yeah.
What year?
Yeah.
12?
I got my
older than that, actually.
I'm still stomping. My Ben 7s are still good.
Yeah.
Forest Green 14s are still good.
Even this pair is from 2013. I didn't realize these are so old. This pair's from 2013 or probably 2014.
2010.
Yeah.
And then I got
2010.
Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Just separated.
And they're talking
big shit.
Yeah.
How many pairs do you have, Feetz?
My collection's probably about at 300-ish, just to give a little backsplash back there. And then I have like this little L shape going on. In this Nike case is all of my Dunks. There's about like 25 pairs in there. And then I've got this set behind me, this stack that's now growing profusely. I have another stack over here with all the piggy stuff from Cincinnati. And all that stuff. But yeah, I'm going on like 300 pairs.
I had to get all the piggy stuff on eBay.
I was trying to catch up with Morgan, but I'm like 200 pairs behind.
You're at 600?
Bro, come on. Dang. I was trying to flex and you 100. I'm like now I'm probably like 120 away from 500.
Bro, just say 380.
but it's all right. Sorry, I'm working on something. Which I gotta talk to you about once we get off the pod.
Me?
Yeah, I'm working on something. So I may be retired here for like 6 months, and really ramp up.
You said 12 weeks. Now you're saying 6 months.
Yeah, I got some other stuff I'm working on, man. Chill.
I'm trying to get some stuff I missed out on, like ready-made blazers and cactus.
Yeah, man.
It's the cactus plant too. Like
I want those too.
Stuff I still want to like reach back for, but I feel like it's so hard to even think about reaching back because there's something coming out that I really want, like 14s and 5s this month. Yeah, and it's like it doesn't really leave room for me to reach back and get something. Yeah, really buying shoes like every freaking week.
Yeah, we gotta start scamming people. You said what? You haven't even gotten your wife's much yet.
Like,
yeah, scamming, robbing. I feel like that's the only way to kind of keep up nowadays.
Yeah. I ain't said I was selling it. I just said I'm gonna sell it. So
exactly.
I just stand
Flex is like. What are we talking about?
In 5,
we ain't talking. We ain't cooking up. Anyway, so Feetz, what's your showcase shoe?
My showcase shoe is my
Marjard.
Yes, my babe, my new team. I got this for my birthday. This was when my baby daddy was actually still cool. And he got me these for my birthday, and this is probably one of the best gifts he's ever gotten me, because he never got me shit when we were together. And then after I had his kid, he realized how much of a good person I was and decided to be nice. And then I got these for my birthday, and I literally started crying because for those who may have known me from back YouTube days, I used to talk about the moon boots all the time and how I would die for them and how they were $550 retail, maybe 500. But I would just go on and on and on and on about these, like, and they'll be like, "Why do you like them shits? Them shits is weird," and I'll be like, "Yeah, that's why I like them." Thank you very much. And they kind of reminded me a little bit of like Xenon from back in the days, like
Xenon, yeah,
21st
like century, was there?
And kind of like elevated boots. I was like, oh, I want them so bad. And then, he actually got these for under retail, so he got a good deal on
That's
stock.
Awesome.
And yeah, I've only really worn it when I've gone snowboarding, like out in Colorado.
What a flex!
I've worn it less than 5 times. But and out here in Atlanta, it doesn't really snow much. It really doesn't. Like, and if it does, it like comes and goes so fast. I've probably worn something else before I could get a chance to wear these.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about going to Colorado again this year for my son's birthday. And then I'm gonna take these babies again for a spin. And yeah, I would say this is definitely the shoe. If I put me in a shoe, it would be this. Like, this is a shoe that would be me.
Yes, I love it. Flex didn't have Disney Channel growing up, so he doesn't know who Xenon is.
I'm pretty sure.
You know what? I actually do know. I actually do. That was who was the kid?
Raven was also
he played
in
another
one of the
show.
movies.
Raven was in one of the movies.
Yeah,
she was her best friend. I believe she was in all of them. If not the first one, she was in all of them. If I'm not mistaken.
I ain't gonna say I remember it that well, but I can vaguely remember it.
I wonder what she's doing in real life.
Raven?
Who, Raven?
Oh no, the Xenon chick.
Oh, I was gonna say Raven be talking crazy.
Yeah, Raven's.
I feel like she's gotten better though. I feel like whatever she was going.
Looking at her.
Raven, girl, nobody was not thinking about your. I promise.
Look at Morgan.
Maybe not all of them.
So, Feetz, we appreciate you hopping on, sitting down, having a conversation with the Soul Brothers.
Yes.
Any closing remarks?
Thank you guys so much for having me. Morgan, you got to get outside. Flex, I hope you beat him in the foot race.
We're not racing. Okay. He would dust me in a foot race.
Okay.
I just need to see. I just need to watch him run. That's it.
Got it. Cool beans. I'm gonna see you guys on these social streets. Hopefully, I can meet you guys in person one of these days.
For sure.
And yeah, I'm just so glad you guys for having me on. This was fun. I don't get to do this much often since I've stopped doing YouTube, and I actually used to have my own podcast called Sneaker Queens, where I would interview women sneakerheads. And that lasted for I think about 2-3 seasons.
Awesome.
But yeah,
why'd you stop?
Editing on YouTube, like it would take like 4 hours for me to edit a video, and I'd be like, And then once I like stopped being consistent, it was really hard to just jump back in the saddle. I was just like, well, I just don't gotta post no more. Like, no one's really saying anything. I'll just fade into the background. And that's kind of what I did. This was becoming way too time consuming. And on top of all the other projects and stuff I would try to take on, it's like I don't have the time to just like do this anymore. So it was a nice run. I might go back to it one day and do long form content and like vlogging and stuff like that. But someone else has got to edit that shit. I tell you that. I'm not doing that.
Morgan, he has no clue what. Yeah, he doesn't do a lot of editing. Yeah, and that takes. He doesn't do any for the Soul Brothers.
It takes money for people to edit, and money I cannot dish right now. I got other things to focus on, like building my charcuterie bar. But anyways, again, I just thank you guys for having me. I think you guys are doing an awesome job with your podcast. I've enjoyed some of the guests we've had on lately, and I can't wait to see what you guys do next.
I like it. Any closing remarks, Morgan?
Yeah. I should say thoughts and prayers to everybody out in Los Angeles right now.
Oh, I was like, yo, I didn't know where you was going. But yeah.
Everybody in Los Angeles right now. Flex's president just deployed the Marines out there on some BS.
Bro said my president. Bro, I got.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
Everybody who is, being harassed by ICE and National Guards and the Marines, please stay strong and stay safe. That's all I got.
I like it.
Thanks, Flex. Thanks for letting me say that without telling me not to get political. Involved. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
we're
absolutely, man.
Definitely thinking about everybody, listeners or everybody out in Los Angeles who is dealing with this right now.
As I always say, love, peace, and sneakers.
Peace.
So brothers, retro 7, retro 3s, Metallic 7, retro 11, sitting on freeze. They got